Gee, this eye is going crazy. Chinese product is going crazy. No more English. I'm going to buy all Japanese. Or at least that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dalton, and I run a six-figure Pokemon business full-time. And we are on the journey, on the path to building a seven-figure Pokemon business day by day. Today I'm in the mobile office driving around. I got lots of Pokemon related stuff to do today. Deposit cash, get cash, drop off boxes, pick up boxes, pick up a collection, etc., etc. And I got to be home in time to cook dinner. I started off selling singles in bulk and all that kind of stuff, but I would say at the beginning of this year, or at least at the end of quarter 1 of this year, I started mainly selling Japanese cards, Japanese boxes, and then, geez, I don't even know how long ago now, 2 or 3 months, Japanese prices went crazy. And there were there was a few theories out there. There was a few ideas. We can speculate a lot better on English product than we can on overseas product, just because there's more variables overseas, and then obviously we don't live there. There's a different language, etc., etc. So Japanese product just went bonkers, and I've stopped buying it. I haven't bought Japanese in a really long time, but I have been buying a lot of simplified Chinese, and that's done well. That's really been my bread and butter when it comes to wholesaling, or when I was selling, just mainly, not mainly off Facebook Marketplace, but where a lot of my revenue came off of Facebook Marketplace. But golly, about a month and a half ago, I just ordered 10 boxes of Abyss Eye, thinking that, okay, let me just buy some. It's not going to go super well. We'll see how it goes, whatever. And I wasn't, I just bought some just to say I bought some. And I did have a few people reach out and ask about it. And then one thing I would say as well that's really going to determine the market of the Japanese, at least for the rest of the year, is what the heck is going to go on with the 30th anniversary. I've already had plenty of customers reach out and ask if I'm going to have any. And we know that there's no way in HE level hockey sticks you're going to be able to find any in the US. And whether I think it's a great set, not great set, or whatever, it's still going to be a pretty popular set. And you're not going to be able to find it in English, so a lot of people are going to want to buy it in Japanese. So with that going on, and then what I was about to get into is I bought 10 boxes of Abyss Eye, and I've actually bought it from a different supplier this time. I typically buy most of my stuff from one person, and he's US based. And US based is always going to charge a little bit more, which is totally fine. This guy is the easiest guy to work with. There's no problems, there's no issues. I mean, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. But I decided he doesn't do pre-orders. So I decided to try this other company that I've worked with like once before, and I'm not going to say who they are because it was a pretty not great experience. But what I will say is I finally got those 10 boxes of Abyss Eye in today. And I paid about $90 per box for them. Right now they're selling for like 130, 125, 128, something like that. As that's going on, generally the price of most Japanese booster boxes are going down. I've had plenty of suppliers, I say plenty, at least 4 or 5 suppliers reach out to me directly. Not that I'm some big whale or some big fish. It's just, when sales are low, you have to go out and drum up sales. And they've messaged me offering me discounts. They've messaged me seeing if I need anything. They've messaged me, offering same day shipping, whatever. And that just kind of tells me that the Japanese market is softening on the Japanese side. And we've obviously read the stories about how in Japan they're cutting boxes, or they're also, I think, requiring like IDs or something like that to ward off scalpers or people buying up everything. And again, we don't really know what goes on with Japanese products. We do know that MSRP on them is very low. You could also say that MSRP for English is very low as well. But we just don't know why the markup is. Some people think it's the Yakuza, but no matter what, whatever it is, no matter what, it's supply and demand, right? Because the prices went up and up and up, and they priced themselves out of their own market, at least on the US side. And since that happened, well, demand went down, so prices are going down. And even with Abyss Eye, I ordered another 10 boxes for one of my wholesale customers, and I didn't pay that much per box. I want to say it was still, now they did give me a 30,000 yen discount. I have no idea how much of a USD that is, but even then, the boxes, without the discount, the boxes were like 99, maybe 80. So well, sorry, I said 80. I meant 90 to $99 a box, which isn't bad. And that if you're selling on your own website, or your pro seller site, that gives you enough margin to make 10 to 15%, which, obviously is not great, but it's not bad. I mean, that's typically, where you want to be at. And for the most part, I see a lot of boxes where you can start getting your margin in with Japanese product. Typically, other than Abyss Eye, you're looking about maybe 8 to 12%, somewhere in there. All right, I got to run to the post office. Holy smokes, guys. It is hot as HE double hockey sticks in the great state of Texas. But to finish off to pick up where I left off, I was talking about Japanese and how I think that it's going to continue. I think it's going to be in a good spot, and I think it's going to continue to be in a good spot, and I think it's going to continue to come in a better price point, which leads me to Chinese. I've been saying that for months now. There's a guy that I always sell to. In fact, I got some Abyss Eye for him, and his name is Dean, super cool guy, and he's been chasing the Ponyta card from GM4. And I was telling him something I was telling him, I was like, hey, when you finally get these Chinese gem cards, you need to keep your hands on it because they're going to go up. I'm telling you, they're going to go up. And I was talking to another customer who was doing some grading flips, and I was like, dude, you need to get Chinese gem. I'm telling you, you need to get the regional exclusives. It's going to continue to go up. And sure enough, right now, the Chinese gem, I say gem, the simplified Chinese is just going bonkers. The Ponyta's doubled, Gengar's doubled, triple, whatever it is. So that demand is obviously really good. It's the thing that I sell the most of. Again, I will say that, the thought of onboarding another supplier literally makes me want to kick myself in the shin because you're going to get scammed. I've been scammed. Now this is good thumbnail. I've been scammed out of $14,000 when it comes to overseas Pokemon cards. Now, I was able to get most of that back, but either way, I've been scammed, and you're gonna get scammed. And I don't even want to think about bringing on other Chinese vendors or Chinese suppliers. However, that I could get it for cheaper, and I could get more of it because right now my guy is out of gym. He's out of gym 3 for like a long time, and he's getting gym 2 in intermittently. And when he does, I mean, my price is $1,400 a case, so I just charge 2.5% over that, whatever it is. So it's a hot product that's going to continue to get hot, and unfortunately, it is going to. I will say the Chinese is going to continue to go up in price, but I think for a long time it was probably undervalued. Now, I don't like things going up into price. I really don't. But I will say that of the probably the 5 or 6 stores right now and that I supply, at the first they were all the exact same. Oh, you know what? I don't really know if I want this Chinese. And what I do is I sell them. I either give them a few boxes to test out, or I sell them a case that I paid for, or slightly under what I paid for it. And sure enough, they're like, okay, I want more. I mean, it doesn't take very long. I think that demand is going to keep on going up. It's cheaper than English. It's cheaper than Japanese right now for the most part, kind of. And I guess one thing I was kind of going to mention as well was Korean. I was trying to get into Korean too, but the card stores do not want Korean. I mean, they do not want it, which I think is a little weird or whatever. But I mean, they know their business better than me. So to bring everything around, I'm going to continue to buy Simplified Chinese. I'm going to try TRY to onboard like at least one more supplier. God help me, for Chinese. I do get requests about the Chinese, 151C or whatever. That stuff's just so hard to get, which is why I like to just stay with the Simplified Chinese. Of course, as I'm pulling into my house, there's the mail. So I'm sure I'm going to have multiple envelopes returned. So really just bringing everything around. And I have no idea how I've chopped up this video. I think that Japanese has become a viable option again, which I hope so. It's so much easier for me to get behind. I don't want to say a foreign I don't want to say a foreign product, but it's just easier for me to get behind Chinese and Japanese, especially Japanese. I can get behind that so much better than English because I just believe in the product a lot better. There's no need for the English stuff to be so expensive. There's no point, you know, and it's hard for me to justify. Even like I'm about to pick up a bunch of English sealed. Guy I've done deal with like 4 times already. He's going to do just a little bit over 80%, and all that kind of stuff. So I feel good about it, but still, I mean, I don't like, even when I charge a market on English Seal, I don't like doing it. It just feels not cruddy, but it just, I don't know. Call me weird. So hopefully this continues. Hopefully the Japanese on the U.S. side, the West side, continues to have a decent gap where we can make our margins. Because I want to start selling it again. I want to start making Facebook Market posts. I want to start doing Instagram posts again about it. I want to sell some on my pro seller site. Like, it's just something I'm really excited for. Hopefully it gets back to normal. And hey, you never know. Maybe one day TCG Player does Chinese. That would be lit. Oh my God, that would be lit. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Make sure you're looking into the Japanese product. Keep your eye out for the Japanese 30th anniversary, because that's probably going to be the only place where we can get it. And check out my pro seller site. DT's Cool Cards out.